For today's assignment for Texas history, it is lesson 2.2, Different Cultures Meet. I need for you to get a pen or a pencil, something to write with. You are going to underline the exact things that I underline. These are the answers and will help you to answer your questions that follow. So please follow along with me and underline everything that I do. Lesson 2.2, Different Cultures Meet. Spanish explorers eventually reached Texas, still motivated by gold, God, and glory. Okay, so your first thing you're going to highlight is when they reached Texas, the Spanish explorers, they were motivated by three things: gold, God, and glory. And they made contact with native Texans for the first time. In 1519, the same year Cortés was defeating the Aztecs, Alonso Alvarez de Pineda sailed along the coast of the Gulf of Mexico and mapped the land, including the coastline of Texas. I need for you to underline this information here. One of the Spanish explorers, he was Alonso Alvarez de Pineda. He sailed along the coast in the Gulf of Mexico and mapped the land, including the coastline of Texas. Make sure you draw a straight line, boys and girls. I'm trained to draw with a mouse, and sometimes it gets really complicated for me to move the mouse and draw a straight line. In 1528, a Spanish conquistador named Cabeza de Vaca survived a shipwreck and found himself stranded in Texas. Cabeza de Vaca lived among the native Texan tribes as a slave at first, and then later as a respected shaman, which is a medicine man and trader. For 8 years, he lived and traveled through Texas, searching for a way home. Once he found his way home, he wrote a book about his journey in Texas. He described the native tribes and wildlife he had seen, including stories about the buffalo and a legendary place the natives talked about that was supposed to be filled with gold and silver. Because of Cabeza de Vaca's books, other Spaniards believed that the cities of Cibola were located somewhere in the New World. In 1540, Francisco Vázquez de Coronado led an expedition to find Cibola. He searched for several years in what is today the southwestern part of the United States. He conquered many native villages and heard more stories of the legendary place, but was never able to find it. Eventually, Coronado gave up and returned to Mexico. He reported to Spanish officials that the land north of Mexico had rich soil for farming, but no gold. Other Spanish explorers spent time in the New World looking for gold and other riches, but most returned to Mexico empty-handed. They had explored much of what would eventually become Texas, learning about the land and the natives living there. However, without the gold or silver that they were searching for, Spanish explorers mostly lost interest in the area and left it undeveloped. Okay, I want you to underline this important part here. Spanish explorers mostly lost interest in the area and left it undeveloped. Make sure you have everything underlined that you're supposed to have, and then we'll go to the next section, which are going to be the questions. I do need to erase everything so I can move the page. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our questions that follow. Question number 1. What were the 3 G's that motivated Spanish explorers? Number 2. What did Pineda do in 1519? For number 3, I want you to go ahead and put an X on number 3 and an X on number 4. I don't want you to do 3 and 4. And number 5, how did Spain feel about the New World after they found no more gold or silver? Okay, go ahead and complete this page.